Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. Today I thought I'd address a question that I got recently, which was related to what the office market's going to look like in a post-COVID-19 world. Currently at the time of this recording, we're still in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are still a significant amount of people working from home, and a lot of people have been questioning whether or not the office market is going to be able to recover after this whole pandemic is complete. So what I thought I'd do is provide you with my own personal opinion of what I think is going to happen to the office market on a national level over the next 18 to 24 months. Again, this is my own personal opinion, so hopefully you can you don't get too hard on me in the comments section. Well, what I think is going to happen in a post-COVID-19 world is that there's going to be more and more people that are going to be working remotely. I think whether they go back full-time in a full-time capacity remains to be seen. In particular, if you're in a technical field or some sort of field that doesn't require you to be present on a regular basis, you may be able to work from home at least partially or part of the time. Now, what happens in this situation is that when you don't have as many people in the office, business owners start questioning whether or not they need to have such a large office present, especially in large metropolitan markets where, frankly, the price of rent is significantly high. So for companies where they don't necessarily have to have people on staff on site at all times, I think what you'll start seeing is they're rethinking the way they're going to have their office set up. I think I was reading an article recently that talked about businesses starting to go with a hub and spoke approach, where essentially what they'd have is a smaller presence in a large metropolitan central business district and then have satellite campuses around in suburban areas where the rents are a little bit more competitive, in which case can limit some of their overhead as it pertains to one of the biggest line items, which is essentially rent. I think what's also going to start happening is you're going to see an acceleration of businesses starting to rethink going into flex spaces. So I think going forward, co-working is going to become an even bigger deal. I know over the last decade or so, co-working has increased in popularity dramatically, but when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, it was probably one of the hardest hit industries in the United States and abroad. However, I think that now that more and more businesses are starting to rethink their long-term office leases, co-working spaces, and primarily private offices and dedicated desks where you can have your own private area to conduct your business from, I think will gain become increasingly more popular for the reason that they're private and they're not necessarily requiring a full long-term commitment. In most cases, the private desks and private offices only require a 6 to 12 month commitment, which offers flexibility for business owners so that if something like this were to happen in the future, they're able to get out and maintain their cash flows a little bit more easily than, let's say, a long-term office lease where you're locked in for 3 to 5 years. Now, there's a lot of pundits out there that says that the office market is dead. And quite frankly, I don't believe that at all. I think that being in an office setting provides a lot of unique benefits, primarily because of productivity. I mean, there's been various studies that show that when people are in an office environment, in particular when the job requires collaboration, there's an increase in productivity that you can't achieve in a home setting. So I think what ends up happening, like I said before, is I think you're going to see the rise of more and more businesses electing to go with flex space. So I think the co-working industry is going to see a substantial increase over the next 18 to 24 months. And then also known as a hub and spoke approach, which I've read in this particular article, where you're going to start seeing more suburban offices start getting more attention from business owners because they're going to offer more competitive rates and potentially even offer shorter lease terms as opposed to offices in a central business district that generally require quite a significant commitment and a lot of overhead. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are looking for office space after this post-COVID-19 situation, I'd be very happy to help you do so. My number is 502-536-7315, or you can reach me at Raphael@grisantigroup.com. Along with that, if you like these videos and you really want me to continue producing more and more content, I'd be happy to provide you with more and more of these videos, but just feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and we'll continue doing so. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.